It's the 23rd of March 2019. I'm David Griffin. I'm here at Derbyshire County Cricket Club, and today I'm talking to
Chris Hartley, Chair of Derbyshire Cricket Board.
Chris, we've already done one interview and we've talked some length about your life in the game and your involvement in cricket, but you touched on at the end of the first interview about the challenges and the possibilities of cricket in a city derby, and I just wonder if you could give us a few more details, expand on that, please.
Well, I think there's a lot to do from a very low base, I think would be the fairest thing to say. And that's not to disparage the work that's going on in the city derby. There is an awful lot of informal cricket going on. You go to the park, I'm sure you do, and I don't know my way around Derby like that, but there's a lot of informal cricket, but also a huge amount of potential there, huge number of people who want to be involved in the game of cricket. So we're looking at integrating more the work of the foundation, the Derbyshire Cricket Foundation, with the cricket board, so we have a seamless connection there, so we can develop the links we've got with the All India Club, the Diwali thing. £6,000 has come from that, putting on some practice sessions. We've got money to put on All-Stars at St James's.
Oh, right.
To develop it there. So, and we're funding a couple of non-turf pitch All-Star sessions in the summer in the community. So early start beginnings, but when the new county partnership agreement comes on stream, there is funding, a substantial amount of funding that the county club and the board and the foundation can bid for, providing we're all involved. We couldn't do it on our own, the county club couldn't do it on their own. So we're going in the very, very tentative early stages of putting a project together, linking all parties together to develop and looking, ideally to get actually a caseworker working based solely in Derby City.
How do you?
But that's going to be a year, 6 months, a year away.
How do you? If we flash back to your youth and my youth, I'm talking now about when we were little kids. Cricket was almost enforced upon you because there was a teacher at school who said, right, all the boys, let's go and play cricket. So you had an introduction at a very early age. Now, without that, because unless you go to a public school, I think cricket has virtually vanished from state schools. So how challenging is that, getting somebody at 6 and 7 and 8 of either male or female to come and pick this bat up?
Hugely challenging.
Hugely
challenging. Which is why I think the All-Stars programme has been.
So can you just tell me a bit about the All-Stars, how it came into being and what?
Well, the All-Stars is the ECB's flagship programme for engaging or bringing new families into the game of cricket.
Right.
So I don't know the exact figures off the top of my head, but a substantial percentage of the new people playing All-Stars are new to the game. The problem with the game has been, as you know, it's been very much family-led.
Yes.
You've got grandfather playing. I was at Alfreton on Tuesday for a safeguarding thing, and you've got the honours board there, and you've got dear old Tom Lineker, and you've got dear old Martin Lineker, and you've got Matt Lineker, my lad's generation, Jane Lineker, all sort of there on the board and thinking, well, actually, this was a family club, haven't you? And
well, the Smiths at Ilkeston, the Glens at
Denby, exactly, they're a family.
Every Hortons, you've got Jim and Charlotte.
Jim and Charlotte Darley, or wherever they were. So you've had the family involvement, father's interest in cricket, sons, and then hopefully my grandson, but you don't know. So brought new families in. Matlock Cricket Club, for example, are a struggling club, or were a struggling club, did the All-Stars programme, and as the result of that, were able to re-establish a second team because of the fathers.
So who drives that, Chris?
Who drives the All-Stars?
Because I went to Darley Abbey last summer, and on the Saturday morning, there are over 100 young people there, and I thought, what's the secret? How have you got, in the middle of Derby, over 100 children? There was a breakfast club and there were so many adults. There must have been 30 or 40 adults there as well.
Because Darley Abbey have a long history of Saturday morning cricket.
Right.
Worked hard as a club.
Right.
Like Duffield, they've had over 100, didn't they, down there?
Yeah.
So they've engaged. We've advertised the programme. The ECB have pushed the programme, social media. A big push from us. Tom Coxhead's worked hard in going, well, not just Tom, but others, gone around the clubs, engaged the clubs, trying to push it. And then the clubs taking it on. It's their lifeline, isn't it?
So I guess that what we talked about in the first interview about the format of cricket that's going to be played going forward, presumably the art or the skill or the challenge is how do we convert the All-Stars 100 kids at wherever to then find them a format they want to play in without them dropping off.
And the girls who are playing as well, because in Derbyshire it's like 23-24% of the All-Stars are girls.
Wow. Is that good nationally?
That's slightly above national.
Is it? Right.
So, I mean, Derbyshire are doing very well. You know, the statistics coming out that we're engaging, our percentage is pretty good. So, you know, that is the challenge. So we're talking, certainly in the Dales, where I'm quite involved in cricket still, festivals, the big, so Clifton, you talk about geography, look at Derbyshire Dales, that's a geographical nightmare as well, where you've got Clifton and Hathersage, you know, extremes. So we're looking at 5 or 6 softball festivals, particularly targeted at 9-year-olds, and then into quick, and then more formal patterns. So it's going to be a big issue.
Did you get any returning mums and dads? I suppose dads more likely that at the moment that they bring the kids along and they get back into a game.
Yes, that's what Matlock found. They've had more people, fathers have come and what sort of, well, actually I can play. Right. But I think one of the things that puts them off is the concept of 20 games. I think a lot of people perhaps want to play 8 or 10. So if you had a squad of 20 people, then at the lower levels you're going to. I think a lot of people love a game of cricket. Yeah. But they maybe don't want to play every Saturday.
The days of no weddings, no stag nights.
Well, that's the same with the rugby girls as well, isn't it? Yeah. My friends at Matlock Rugby Club will say they all got married on about the 30th of August or something, because before the rugby season, so it was ever thus though, David, in those days, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Now it's a very different world. They're often stag do's and this. And, I mean, I don't know what the figures are, but I think the average, even the most committed players are only playing 16 or 17 times now. 17 times in the season. Work?
Yes, of course. I mean,
my lad would play every week, but he's working at Trent on a Saturday morning.
Yeah. And what about women's cricket? Obviously there was an explosion of interest in the game because the World Cup was based in England 2 years ago, and of course we had the opening ceremony here, semi-final here, England-India here. Is that, I mean obviously that's a major part of your work. Well, what are the challenges there and what are the hopes for the future?
The hopes is to expand the women's game, but it's more fickle, is that the right word?
Right, okay.
People come in and out more rapidly, and getting girls particularly engaged. They seem to be doing so much.
Yeah. How structured is girls and
structured
women's cricket?
At the club level is variable.
Right.
You've got some good clubs like Spondon, who have substantial numbers of girls. But you've got other clubs like Wirksworth who come and go on the numbers.
Right.
And it's an ongoing
So you need more clubs so they can have a valid competition.
And travel's an issue, of course, again. You know, even junior boys cricket is quite an issue. You know, in the Derbyshire Dales you've got Buxton who are not playing at Darley. I mean, on a Tuesday evening or something, it's not straightforward. So girls cricket even more so, because you've got fewer centres. So the aim is to have more centres. That's the longer term aim. More centres, more softball festivals, more ways to get involved. I think we're terribly dependent on goodwill.
Yeah, it'd be great because this project, so many people, and you're just one of hundreds who've said my first involvement in the game was my dad or my granddad, blah blah blah. And it'd be lovely, wouldn't it, in years to come for a girl cricketer, a woman cricketer, to say, well, it was me mum who played cricket and I went to watch her on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, that would be
That's
great.
how I got into the game.
You know, we'd love, somebody to come out of the back streets of Whaley Thorns or something and be playing for Derbyshire.
Yes.
I mean, there are so many barriers, aren't there? That's the trouble. Yeah. And sometimes we don't necessarily help ourselves. It's an expensive game to get involved in. You know, I was prepared to drive around, or I was prepared to and could afford to, and could do a lot of work in the car. I can remember coming down here and sitting in the old days when they were in the hut at the back here.
Absolutely.
Come down for coaching with Dave Britton, say at 6:30, and we'd be going back at 9:30 after a long session, and David a long session, and I'd be like many, sat in the car working, you know, but I could do that and found the time, but it wasn't what everybody could do. So I think girls' cricket is much the same. There are people need to be very committed to get involved in this.
Can I ask you about something again? You mentioned it, I think, in the first interview, that you just happened to touch on where you'd been, but you said you were at a safeguarding meeting. And of course, the world has changed massively, and I think back to my youth as a cricketer. I got picked up, me and my friend who played for our local club, by an old bloke who took us all over Derbyshire playing for our club, and you know, bought us our beer in the pub, you know, at
nobody
the
thought anything about it, did they?
And nothing untoward ever happened, but no one thought anything about it. Now, of course, you can't just do that anymore, can you? So how important is that, and what's the DCB's role in the safeguarding?
Well, we have a role to oversee safeguarding, and part of the CPA, there are various levels of commitment we have to make, and a tier 1 situation is safeguarding.
Right.
And well, I mean, I don't think you can ever make a guarantee about safeguarding, can you? But is to oversee safeguarding. So
the days of just saying so pick you up, that you've got.
Well, you do it at your own risk, don't you? I mean, there is no way anybody can tell a person at a club that you can't take a child on your own in the car. We can tell them that, but you can't police it, can you? If somebody does that, they're putting themselves at risk, aren't they?
But this is a part of. Do you
a big part.
Safeguarding courses?
Yeah, we deliver safeguarding. We buy in a tutor.
Right.
So yeah, there's a whole number of them going on at present, safeguarding courses. Yeah, this was the useful.
Yeah.
I mean, Richard and I went partly to get an overview, partly just to refresh ourselves. 16 people there from a variety of clubs, and quite positively, 3 or 4 of those clubs were clubs that we'd say were at risk.
Right.
So that's good that they were getting engaged in there. Yeah. So you know, it's all part of it. It's all part of. It's obviously absolutely essential, but it just is. It's there, and clubs need to engage with it. Clearly.
And how long have you been chairman of the cricket board?
Oh God, 3 years.
Right. So, what of your future? What do you
I've committed.
Presumably enjoy doing the job. Is it an annual appointment, or
sometimes I enjoy doing it?
Is it annual? I presume you're elected by your peers. Are you on the
3-year term?
Right.
Yeah, the first stage was to be interviewed, and I wouldn't say there was much competition, but I've just indicated I'll do another 3-year term, which will take me to being quite an old man.
So an important time to oversee.
Well, I don't want to give up after all the stuff we've done. Now suddenly we've got certainty of funding for 5 years.
Yeah.
We've got a developing staff who have the potential to do very well. We've obviously got a developing and more positive relationship with clubs, a developing and positive relationship with clubs, and we've obviously got a very much more positive relationship with the county club. We've got seriously looking at bringing the foundation within the board with a separate group of trustees, because obviously different skill sets. So, I mean, I just think it's very exciting times. I think it's really positive times. If we can, we've got opportunity, haven't we? We've got a window here of opportunity to really grow the recreational game in Derbyshire.
And lastly, what drives you to do it? It's a voluntary role. I'm sure you are bombarded all the time with, why aren't you doing this or why aren't you doing that? What drives you to commit so much time? You live a long way from the headquarters of the club and the board.
I think you know the answer, Dave.
I'm giving you an opportunity.
I love the game of cricket.
For posterity to tell us.
I love the game of cricket.
It's given you plenty, I assume, down the years to be grateful.
Oh, I love the game of cricket, yeah.
We do it all again?
Yes. I'd hope I would. I think I would have tried to play more as an adult.
Right.
At 13 level or something, a second or 13 level. Yeah, I've got a lovely wife who just recognises that this is just, you know, you are what you are, aren't you? Yeah. You take away the heart. You know, I mean, I remember talking to my daughter-in-law who has, well, Julie, my wife, probably hardly, she doesn't, not interested in sport, but she might secretly watch some rugby or whatever. Just, you can't take away what makes the person move into it, is it?
Absolutely.
You can't start taking it away. What happens?
Yeah.
You'd have a different person. So this is just part of me. And the bonus was to have a son who was reasonably talented at it as well. So that's brought a whole new angle. So if he hadn't been good, whether I'd have got involved, I don't know. You don't know, do you?
Yeah.
I've watched a lot, I know that. I've read a lot.
My last question is going to be, of all the cricket grounds you've been to in Derbyshire, if you could pick one on a nice, warm summer's afternoon to sit and watch a game of recreational cricket.
You want one answer? One answer.
Which one would it be?
Just one, straight out?
Yeah, go on then.
Oh God, I could tell you a whole range.
Oh, go on, let's have the range.
Okay, Matlock on a summer's evening if you umpire facing Ryber. Not the other way.
Beautiful.
Not the other way, because then you're looking at a football ground. So if you're umpiring at Matlock, you could always make sure you were that side. Lullington, happy times at Lullington. Loved the old Spondon ground.
Yes.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, there's so many on it. Chesterfield's lovely. Darley's lovely.
You just talked about umpiring there, and we've come almost to the end of the interview, but you're an umpire as well?
No, that was junior cricket.
Oh, right.
So it's summer's evening after work to go down and have the under-13s and running the under-13s team. You know, have Ryber in front of you at Matlock.
Could you concentrate there while you were watching the sunset on Ryber?
Just about. You got Martin Wood in the background. There are some lovely grounds, aren't there?
Yeah, we're a beautiful county. I mean, I was up at Grindleford just the other week, and it was quite breathtaking when you drive around that village. I think what a lovely place it is.
It's an interesting one. I mean, there's so many.
Yeah. Well, Chris, it's been fascinating listening to you. It sounds like the Cricket Board's in for very interesting and potentially rewarding times over the next few years.
That's the aim.
I wish you well with your endeavours and thank you for joining us.
It's all right, David. Thank you.